some of the symptoms of that, one is that one loses their attraction for ordinary mundane things and finds more and more attraction for God. That's one symptom. Another symptom is a sense of peace, a sense of happiness, a sense of fulfillment, an enthusiasm to associate with spiritual-minded people. These are all symptomatic of someone who is making spiritual advancement. It's like, I guess you can say, we can use an example, that when a person is diseased, they have certain symptoms. Just like a fever, one may have chills, can't eat properly. So one starts taking the medication, the fever starts going down, and the normal bodily process starts to come back. So in the same way, there are symptoms of spiritual enlightenment, attainment. But the main symptom is one becomes completely happy. And that happiness is expressed in a different way. It may not always be shown outwardly, but it's a feeling of inward happiness and peace. Then the mind becomes the friend. In other words, the mind is working in connection with the soul and not against the soul. Those patterns have been building up for many, many lives. And so these patterns stay with us, life after life. So how to get rid of these patterns or change these patterns is we develop a spiritual practice. The word karma means the reactions that we have gotten from our previous activities. So we're getting our karma reactions now, and we'll get karmic reactions in the future. So those things are coming, but when one practices spirituality, one gets the mercy of God, and God protects one and elevates one through the process of devotion to Him. So karma, or reactions, are starting to become reduced and ultimately destroyed through the process of devotional service. Because karma is material, where spiritual activities are in connection with God, there's no karma connected to that. We call it spiritual karma, but it's not the same thing. In the sense that material karma binds one to thinking and acting in a certain way. If we do a particular activity, we get a particular results according to that activity. In spiritual life, we perform a particular activity for the service of the Lord. We simply get connection with the Lord, and there's no material reaction to that, good or bad. So it becomes spiritual. So this is a whole science to understand how activity produces certain kinds of results. So that manifests itself in a certain type of mentality. We develop a mentality based on that. So that mentality may be favorable or unfavorable. If we do good works, it's somewhat favorable. If we do sinful, destructive works, harmful works, it's unfavorable. And that creates a mentality accordingly. And then we act or not act according to that mentality. But when we practice spiritual life, we go above all that. And we gradually reduce the effects of those material activities. Spiritual is more powerful than material. When one becomes more and more awakened, it affects what is their values in life. What they consider important may change according to their spiritual awakening. Will change. No, it will change naturally. They see the relationship with God and the activities they perform in that relationship as most important, and they can also relate to others more easily and naturally because they have their personal agenda becomes pushed to the side, and they're acting on behalf of God. But that doesn't mean you still can't do things in this world, but you do them with a different motivation. The motivation becomes to benefit God, to benefit others, to grow in spiritual life. When we do things in this world, we act for ourselves and we try to get something on a personal level. That's different. We're still getting something for ourselves, but it's not so much limited, because God is the source of everything, so when we connect with Him, we're also connecting with others. Because everyone's connected to God, whether they know it or not.